While it is easy to change the health measure in the visualizations we created by simply changing the filter on the dimension question, it's not possible to use a filter to change the economic measure. After all, the economic measures are measures in the Tableau sense of the word. And while we can put filters on measures, we cannot use filters to change the Tableau measure we're displaying. So, if we wanted to change the map we created on the previous page, so that it, for example, showed the percentage of the population with health insurance in 2014, rather than the 2014 per capita income, it seems that we would have no choice but to create a new map. Fortunately, we can avoid this by using parameters and a calculated value. Essentially, the idea is to calculate the measure in the Tableau sense of the word to be displayed in the visualization on the basis of the parameters. Now, the parameters and calculated field we create in this example are relatively complex. You will be asked to use the same technique for your assignment in this module, but that assignment is considerably less complex. In the workbook we've been using in this module, the economic measures consist of two elements, namely the year for which the measure is valid and the name of the measure itself. An example is 2014 unemployment rate, where 2014 is obviously the year and unemployment rate is the measure itself. We will create two parameters to help us calculate, so to speak, the measure to display. The first is the year parameter, with 5 values corresponding to the 5 years we have data for. And you will recall that we can create parameters by clicking on the pull-down menu to the right of the search field in the data pane. Now, I've already created the year parameter. And as you see, it has the 5 years we have data for. Notice as well that it also, its type was set to string. I also created a parameter for the economic measure, called economic measure. And as you see, it has 7 entries corresponding to the 7 economic measures we have data on. Now, I can now use these parameters to create the field to display, so to speak, to calculate the measure in the Tableau sense of the word I want to display in my visualization. As you will recall, we can create calculated fields by going to the Analysis tab at the top and then go to Created Field. Now, I already created this field, this measure, this calculated field rather, called Economic Measure Displayed, because it's a fairly complex calculation. It's an embedded case statement. So just in case you're not familiar with the case programming construct, case or switch statements are essentially shortcuts for complex if statements. They take a single variable and then include a number of statements for the various values the variable can have and show what to do when the variable has that value. So in our case statement, in our economic measures calculation, we first test on year. When year is 2014, then, and here is the embedded case statement, we then test on economic measure. If the economic measure parameter is set to mean family income, then we take the year 2014 and combine it with the economic measure to return the Tableau measure 2014 mean family income. If economic measure is set to median family income, then we return 2014 median family income, and so on. At the end, we actually end the case statement by using the keyword AND. Now, we obviously need to repeat this part for every value for year. So when year is 2015 and the economic measure is set to mean family income, then we return 2015 mean family income, and so on. And we do this for every year. So here's the last statement. When the year is 2018 and the economic measure is set to mean family income, then we return 2018 mean family income. I need two end statements here. The first end closes off the case for the economic measure, and the second end closes off the case at the top. Now that we have the economic measures displayed calculated field, we can use it in normal visualizations. So, for example, I can create a new map. I take location description, then the economic measure displayed, right? I will add the the parameters to the visualization, so I can change this to a map. And what I need to do still is change this to average. So now I see the 2014 per capita income. And I can now change this to maybe the 2018 unemployment rate. And you see we now get the unemployment rates displayed. One more thing. I would like to change the title to make sure that it reflects the economic measure we look at. So we can do that by first deleting sheet name, and then go to insert. And you see we have parameters here, so I'm going to insert that space and then parameters economic measure. And now you see that the title of the map also shows the economic value, the economic measure in the Tableau sense of the word we're looking at. And when I change this to 2015, I don't know, per capita income, you see that that changes as well.